Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Why is it?
1, go.
Greetings. Used to be named Uncle Odd, but now I'm known as Uncle Vigilante. And as you can see by the fact I'm wearing a gold chain with a Bitcoin on it, I'm kind of a big deal. Yeah, I'm a big deal. But there is one thing that my 43 attorneys that I just hired told me that I needed to say, which is a disclaimer. Don't take any of my advice. Don't take anything that I say on this show or any of my guests as sage counsel. Why? Because I don't know shit. Greetings for all of you who were watching the last live stream. I don't know what happened, but you forgive me, right? Because why? Because I don't know shit. But boy, oh boy, am I glad to be here today. It is a lovely day in Tampa, Florida, and I have with me an awesome guest and hailing from Canada. And his name is Andrew Scott, and we're going to talk about being newbies to this world of crypto. And we are going to talk about trading versus investing and just kind of the psychology of it all. And even kind of just going basic 101 type stuff. But one of the nice things about the Uncle Odd Show, Uncle Vigilante, I have to catch myself. The Uncle Vigilante Show is, it doesn't take much to get my interest. And Andrew just, he and I exchanged messages in the Telegram chat, and I just found him to be two things that I look for in anyone. I like to talk to people who are interesting and interested, and he fit both those. And so as we were talking, my brain immediately goes to, why keep these conversations to ourselves? Why not just go and have a conversation where everybody else can be a voyeur and listen in, maybe ask some questions in the chat. Hi, Jeffro. And so that's what we're here for today. No agenda. I know about as much as you do right now about this conversation. And I just want to introduce right now my great new friend, Andrew Scott. How are you, Andrew?
Hey, great. Thank you. Thanks so much, Uncle Vigilante. Great to be here. And hello, everybody. Shout out to my trader friends. Great to see you.
Great. And if you'll forgive me, I want to change my view so that I can actually look you in the eye as we chat. Okay. So you live in Canada, where it's the let me get this right. It's the land of the free up there. Yes, is that correct? Yeah.
Way north. It's still white outside anyway. But that's
it's still white outside, and you've gone out. Are you an asymptomatic silent assassin? Do you go out without a mask?
Exactly.
Huh?
I've been so good with. I wear the mask around the house most of the time.
Good. Well, I posted somewhere that there is a new mandate, which I don't know if you know, but Jeff Bezos, he was elected recently the indoor health official for the new administration. And he is issuing a mandate. They're writing it up as an executive order to where when anyone actually goes shopping on Amazon in their bedhead and underwear, they must wear a mask. And they must not only wear one mask, but it must be two. And they must also wear a shield. And all of those need to have been purchased by Amazon or the app doesn't work. So look, you hear it, you heard it here first. It's what we do here on the Uncle Vigilante Show. We break news. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So, okay. So, look, why don't you give us a little bit of backstory about, what you've been doing over the last month?
Nothing. Sweet nothing. No, thanks, Uncle V. So I was a business person like yourself, and found I was in the professional search business for many, many years, and it just, with jobs, went away. And so
crazy, right?
Funny that. Lots of folks in that same boat. And I thought, well, in the new year, I'm going to get back into foreign exchange trading. And then a friend sent me this video of this guy named him and his Chihuahua, this guy, Jeff and Lucy.
Yeah.
And I started watching them in December. And I watched a few and I thought, he makes a lot, like, this kind of fun.
You might want to speak up just a little bit. You're coming in a little soft.
Yeah. So I started listening to Jeff and Lucy, and I thought, you know what? Why do foreign exchange? Why not go into crypto trading?
Right.
I didn't know anyone who did. I didn't know anyone who had anything. And I just dove in. So I signed up for the Crypto Vigilante newsletter and signed up for the TCV Summit, which was this event that they put on. And that's how I met you and a bunch of other good people like Nick. And it was great.
Yeah, it really was a great summit. Little over all of our masks at some levels, or those who wear them. So it's not over my mask, but certainly was over my head, some of it. But it's a great community, and it was great to be able to start hearing the language. And it's been funny. I mean, I've been in it now since the second week of January. So that kind of makes me a seasoned pro. And it is addictive, man. It's like, I love this community. I love everything about cryptocurrency. I love the fact that you can genuinely make some returns, that it's not just going to go down like your dollars in the bank. Everyone should think about this. If you put, $1,000 in the bank, in 1 year, it's going to go down due to inflation by 15%. That's just how it rolls. That's how it rolls. So, when you've just kind of like woken up one day and said, man, I just can't buy as much as I used to be able to. Well, there's a reason why. And so, the alternative, of course, is to place your money within the stock market. And many of us do and have. And then what happens at some point in time, the bulls take over and everybody's all excited. And then boom, there's a crash and you lose 50% of your net worth that way. And then you take a decade to claw your way back to get it back to kind of where it used to be. And then it just trades sideways forever. Whereas this world of cryptocurrency, it's not for the faint of heart. But what I like to say now is that if you get in now, you are on the leading edge. There are those who have been in it, who have made a lot of mistakes, who've made a lot of money. They were on the bleeding edge. So they earned the right to be cryptillionaires right now, if indeed they are, because they took those early risks. But they're there. And what I found is this community is those who have made it, that are just kicking ass. They are so willing to be able to pass the torch on to those like us who are are veritable newbies. So now is the time, I believe, to, if not anything else, even if you don't have two nickels to rub together, now is the time to just get educated, learn the language, follow along some shows, and at some point in time, put your toe in the water. So, so you've been at it now a month.
Yeah, it's been something like 5 or 6 weeks now, and it's since like the last week of January. And yeah, it's been amazing. The TCV summit really was kind of like a big catalyst for me.
And for those who may not know, the TCV summit is the Crypto Vigilante summit. So I suggest, if you're getting into this, two things. One is subscribe to the Dollar Vigilante, and you'll be happy we gave you that breadcrumb. And the other is, if you are going to invest in cryptocurrency, you do want to subscribe to the Crypto Vigilante, because you know what? I'm sounding like a broken record, but it's an investment, not an expense. It'll help you keep your money, and it will protect you, and it will guide you. And Raphael does such a great job with that. So those are two things that we highly recommend. Yeah,
it's a really cheap form of insurance, is the way to think of it. It's just,
right,
it's
right.
A few $100 for a lot of peace of mind for nothing.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so tell me then your first day of jumping into cryptocurrency.
First thing I did was I got a friend of mine, Martin, helped me, who I met just over the community actually, helped me get set up in how to take my money out of my Canadian bank account and into the crypto market. And so using a third-party app,
Okay,
and transferring it into into Ethereum or Bitcoin, and then transferring it over to I don't think Americans can use this, but the rest of us, I think, can. Binance. So I'm on Binance,
right.
which is Kraken. It's an exchange.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've been doing my trading on there. So I ported over as much money as I could. In Canada, you can send $3,000 a day out of your account.
Okay.
So I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. So
Okay.
I sent up as much as I possibly could as fast as possible, and started investing and starting to trade.
So, okay, so you had your fiat in a bank, you figured out how to be able to get it on an exchange. And once you're on an exchange, then you can buy coins. Let's just say Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin. And then once you have your Bitcoin, then you can do fun things like just offload it to what's called an offline cold storage wallet to keep it for safekeeping, where you own the keys. So imagine, I like this description. Imagine we're all very familiar with email. And so, if you send somebody an email, it's out there, it's kind of in the system, but you're the only one with the password to your email account. So nobody can go and look at your email unless they have the password on a different machine. It's the same thing with cryptocurrency. You can send around Bitcoin, you can spend, you can send, you can receive, but nobody can take your Bitcoin unless they have your keywords, which is your password. Now, there are those who keep their cryptocurrency on an exchange, and when you do, then there is risk that could be hacked. It just is. Or there is risk that somebody could have had a virus on your computer and you didn't clean it really well before you started down this crypto journey, and they had malware planted on your computer from a long time ago, and they're able to track and see what your keywords were, and then they can come hijack it. I'm not trying to scare you away, but if you look at an interview that we did down below, one of our community members got 65 grand stolen off of Exodus because he had malware, and they were very patient, and anyway. The I don't want to turn this into a downer because I still feel horrible for him. If you take your cryptocurrency and put it on an offline cold storage wallet, they call it, then as long as you have that wallet and in your keyword safe, nobody can ever hack that. Nobody can ever steal that. You can lose the little device that it has, and as long as you still have those keywords, you haven't lost your money. So now, sounds to me like you didn't pull your investment or your coins off into a cold storage wallet. You kept yours on the exchange to be able to then what?
Yeah, so that great question. So you can keep it there's software wallets. So I've got a Binance wallet, but then if you really want to be really safe, you want to have it in a cold storage wallet. So I've got one that's ordered a Trezor that's come, but they're back ordered, right? So,
did you get the Trezor T?
T, yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep, they're sold out in Canada anyway.
Yep,
so
everywhere.
Yeah. So they're coming in May or something.
Did you look at the Ledger as well?
I did, yeah. It seemed like everybody was saying the Trezor. So so there's an older version that I think I might actually, that's like $100 that I think I might go for, just to get. You can't get Monero on it, but you can get a lot of the other currencies. Like BTC is no problem to put on there. You can't
put Monero on a Trezor. I mean, on a Ledger.
On the old version of the Trezor, I forget what it's called.
Oh yeah, no, you can't. No, you need the new one for sure. Yeah. But I think they're about 2-week back order or something like that. I think mid-March they start taking orders, taking back orders.
Buy them. The thing to do if you want one with Trezor is to just go to the European site and get it shipped over if you're in North America like us.
Yeah, and by the way, you want to buy your Trezor from Trezor.io.
Yep.
Why? Well, if you have somebody in China manufacturing a Trezor wallet, then you have somebody who could plant something on there and, fast forward 5 years when your little Trezor's worth $5 million, they may be able to go in and take it. So again, it's your talk. This is where you have to be just incredibly overzealous in your safety and security. So I recommend that you go straight to the source. It's coming from the manufacturer.
A really good thing to do in general with this stuff is to get part of like Uncle V and I did here, is get part of a community and ask people.
Right. And excellent.
Get referrals on what to do. Then you have, because it's just, we're kind of, we're not the explorers like the Jeffs of the world. We're kind of like the pioneers. We're not the settlers. The settlers are going to come later, but we're like the pioneers.
That's a great way to put it. That's excellent.
Yeah, we can get ripped off so easily, right? We're kind of like we're in the Kansas territory or something, looking for a farm right.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. But I think the point being is, don't be afraid to get in now, because the opportunity is now, and this is here to stay. And there's going to be a point in time where none of us are going to know any different. So you might as well learn it now, even if you're older like me. I'm 56 and I could be thinking about just what I'm shoot, I can start taking money out of my IRA when I'm 59 and a half, for crying out loud. No, what am I doing instead? Uncle Vigilante figured a way to roll it over into an LLC IRA where I can do all of the trading and I get the keys.
That's awesome.
So it's a way to go. Yeah, absolutely. I'll after I get through the experience, I'm going to do a whole show on this, and the company I chose to go with, I'm going to have them on to talk about it, because man, to be able to control the checkbook within your IRA and control the investments and be able to do what you're going to talk about today, but within your own IRA, without transaction fees, other than, whatever exchange you're on, to where you control your keywords. That's crazy. It's good crazy.
Yeah, totally. I like
Something us old people can have fun doing.
It's the whole I read the other day only 6% of Americans are involved in any kind of crypto. So
I
the
believe it.
vast majority has not come in yet.
Yeah,
There are no brokers making 3% per transaction yet. That'll come, but they're not there yet. So
Right. Somebody, Jeffro asked, can you keep your Bitcoin on Coinbase? Yes, you can keep any coin on Coinbase. It's just an exchange. It's just you just have to know that that you want to be able to. You're at risk. Anything that you keep on an exchange, you're at risk.
you should try to take it off as fast as you can.
Yeah. If not anything, download Exodus. And Coinbase, you should never use Coinbase. You should sign up for Coinbase Pro. Just trust me on that. You'll thank me later. And get Exodus as a newbie and put Exodus on your computer if you're not going to use a cold storage wallet, because then you can get it off of the exchange onto your computer. And whenever your computer is dead and off and whatever, it's like a cold storage wallet. Nobody's going to hack into that thing. But you always want to make sure that you use a dedicated device for your cryptocurrency. So especially anything that you're going to, when you're going to set up these accounts, whether it's, you just want to, you don't want to use the computer you use every single day, because you just don't know how much shit is on your computer. And the first thing you need to do is make sure you get Kaspersky. It is an investment, not an expense, but make sure you get that protection and have it full max on, so that, when you go searching for that, I was going to make a joke, but I'm not going to make a joke. This is the Uncle Vigilante channel.
I haven't heard of this. Kaspersky, what is it? I haven't heard of it.
Oh my gosh. Kaspersky is antivirus protection. It's it is. It's a must. I mean, it is. They're really, really good. And that's something. And just go watch the interview I did with the guy who lost 65 grand. He wishes he had Kaspersky. Believe me, it's an investment, not an expense.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. You went on. What did you buy first?
First thing I bought was Ethereum, because I had some in the account that came over. So it was trading at around 15 or 1600, maybe about then.
Yeah.
Quite 2000 at that. So I watched it go up, and I loved that.
Yep.
Just checking my my Binance account every morning.
So it's 1464 now. Jesus.
Yeah, I'm out now, luckily. But yeah, it's been hard, because I brought friends over into crypto, and they all got into Ethereum originally. So they've, I've been telling them, like, just hold on, it'll come back. So
yeah,
and
any of this stuff, I'm telling you, this stuff is like, it's if you do it day to day, it can absolutely drive you insane. But if you, I'm not doing like you were doing, and I'm not interested in doing the trading. I'm just not. In my mind, at minimum, what I'm thinking is, I would rather, if I do take a gain, I would rather take a gain and have it be a capital gain. So in my mind, I'm keeping anything at least a year. Makes it real simple for me. And in America, there's a big difference in your tax rate if it's a capital gain versus ordinary income. And so then these daily don't bother me so much. But admittedly, by not getting in and out and trading and whatnot, I'm definitely not making as much money as I could, but I'm not losing as much money as I could either, because we're not that smart, guys. Sorry. I think that's the risk, is going into this and saying, oh, I got this,
Yeah.
No, you don't.
Slaughtered if you do.
Yeah.
I think, saying like, I'm ignorant, I don't know what I'm doing is the best attitude to have.
Yeah.
It really is for everybody.
Because
so it's
I
but on
know.
but on the on trading and investing, like for myself, I view myself as 50% investing, 50% trading.
Okay.
So investing to me is buy and hold, is find something, buy as much of it as you can, as cheaply as you can, and just hold on to that, like Bitcoin. That's the big one.
Yeah.
So it's still 70% of the market, still $1 trillion. So, or something like that, or just under now.
Right. Right.
That's a hold.
Yeah.
It's just gonna,
and I was listening to something today about this guy was talking about how right now corporations are going to be experiencing FOMO, fear of missing out, because what they're seeing is these companies, what's happening on their P&Ls when they start investing some of their treasury, they're investing it in Bitcoin, and the company then doesn't have to really perform anywhere else. All they have to do is sit back, and the investors are happy because now their balance sheet is showing a lot more profit, and all they did was invest in Bitcoin. And so you're going to see companies who it's like after 2008, the move was all of these corporate buybacks of the stock. That was the same thing. It was just basically, a way of not investing in your company, not investing in things that give people jobs, but instead investing to protect your ass, protect your company's profits, but it does no good for the economy. But who cares? Your stockholders are happy. You're happy. So we're experiencing the same thing right now with Bitcoin, where people are going to start investing into Bitcoin because it's good for their P&L. And they're going to see that it is way better than investing in inventory, in hiring people. Shit, just sit back and invest in Bitcoin and have your shareholders off your ass for a year. So that's what's happening out there. And it's just starting to happen now. So if you have some Bitcoin right now, then you're going to experience, because there are only 21 million of them out there, so there's scarcity involved, you're going to go along for a positive ride. So even if it goes up and down and whatnot, it will continue to trend in the northern direction. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. And two notes on that I wanted to mention, because I found this in talking with friends, is that when I say, oh, I'm invested in Bitcoin, everyone knows what the price is. It's over 40,000, it's 45, 50,000, whatever it is. And they think that it costs $50,000 to get in.
Prohibitive.
Yes. No, it doesn't. Bitcoin, you can buy to the 8th decimal place. So you can buy tiny fractions of it. You could put $200, $100 easily into Bitcoin. So that's one thing that it's in the name. I realize that because people think that it's coin. So it's a quarter or a silver dollar. So it's only in $1. It's got to be $45,000 to invest in Bitcoin. No,
exactly.
$100 will do it.
Exactly.
That's I want to mention that. That's one thing. The other is that I heard that only 2% of financial executives in the Fortune 500 have said that in 2021 that they would invest in Bitcoin or any cryptocurrencies. Only 2%.
Yeah.
That means 98% of them wait till they come over.
Well,
Wow.
I can tell you from just my company. I mean, I work for Illionaires with a B, and I reached out to one of the founders and had just this was when I was early on in my crypto career 2 months ago. And I'm like, hey boss, man, you're way ahead of me, I'm sure. And then I started asking some questions, and he's like, no, I'm not. I do not trade in currencies, I think was his answer. But so that kind of shocked me, because I'm like, these are some amazingly savvy investors and they aren't there. So that was like wow. So you're right. Wait until they start coming over. And I think Elon Musk was the domino that started it all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think he made more money in Bitcoin than he did with his one of his corporations last year. I forget which one.
Well, and that's the issue, right? That's what can happen very, very easily. Really easy to buy Bitcoin if you are the CFO or the treasurer, and you'll be rewarded for it, because especially from a timing standpoint this year. And that's why I really believe, and I don't know shit, but that's why I really believe that that this year we could see Bitcoin prices, and it's not just my opinion. I listen to lots of different people now, but you could see Bitcoin, if it's trading at 50,000 now, it could be, by the end of the year, it could be 250,000. I mean, legitimately.
Yeah, people like Max Wright think that another speaker in this area.
He's great.
Yeah, he's awesome. He thinks it's going to be 300 to 500K.
Yeah, Christmas. he's my favorite, by the way. I have a little Max crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is sharp. That guy's sharp.
He's very sharp, and his program is great. But so yeah, who's not great? I'm gonna start saying it now. Weiss Ratings. That's a rating service to where they promise you the moon on being able to, be on ground floor of all of these undiscovered coins and stuff, and they get you that you get into their sales funnel, you just don't get out, and then all they end up doing is just hammering you to try to get you into the next thing. And it is I'm so tired of their marketing. I canceled my lifetime membership. I got sucked into that. So at least I got half my money back. But I'll tell anybody out there, Weiss Ratings, thumbs down from Uncle Lod. And you come to this show you want to know if it's kid tested, uncle approved. And that is not, but Max is, the Dollar Vigilante, Crypto Vigilante.
Max Wright's, I forget his YouTube channel, but he's the
Contrarian Dude.
There you go. That's it.
Contrarian Dude. Yeah. I'm part of his service now, and I'm kind of thinking, why was I part of his service? Because I think you get everything you need from his YouTube channel, but I'll continue to support the crap out of him because it wasn't that much, and I like being part of that community.
Yeah, me too. Exactly. His YouTube channel is awesome. He puts all his new stuff up there anyway. So everything
you need. So there you go. If you're a newbie and you don't subscribe to Contrarian Dude, your loss really is.
And I find it actually, just a sort of general comment. I find a lot of the talking heads, I guess you could say, the people that are providing information for a living, they put a lot of stuff on their YouTube channels, so you can get 80% of it.
So much. And why? Because they have to be relevant. They have to be timely. They have to be giving you the good stuff, or they're not going to have any street cred. If they're not calling things, and if they're not leading with their chin versus their handout. So I don't know how good those models are. I mean, as far as subscriber models, because I think a lot of people are just going to realize they can get so much from YouTube, and then I don't know, but at this point, it's like, get involved in some of these communities. Period. Yeah.
A really smart thing to do is just pick a few people and follow them. Like your channel, Max Wright is great to follow. Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante, follow his stuff. If you just did those three things, you'd know a lot in a short period of time.
Yeah, I think so. And whatever you ultimately get into investing, or let me back the bus up a little bit. If you're new to this space right now, please just go into YouTube and just type in whatever you're interested in: Bitcoin, type in Bitcoin 101, Bitcoin for beginners. If you are confused about a certain exchange or exchanges, do top 5 exchanges for US citizens, top 5 Canadian exchanges, whatever. It's just use it, because all of your answers, you'll get all of your questions answered for sure, just with a quick search.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's there's tons out there. There's lots. Telegram's awesome for people that are getting into
Telegram's
crypto.
great. Yeah.
And just joining it, just searching crypto. One thing I will mention about Telegram is there are a ton of scammers on there. So be really careful.
Oh yeah. And thank you for saying this. Same here. What I am noticing is anytime I put anything crypto related in the title, these bots come in. And some of them come in and they act like they're an older gentleman that, oh yeah, I had a rough time and I made a bunch of mistakes, and man, I was really glad once I discovered. And then there's a link, and if I would have only known then what I know now, I would have been so much better. And I delete every one of those that I can. But yeah, be careful. You will never. I mean, listen to me talk like I have a huge following, but I need to start talking like this just to protect you. I will never ask for anything from you. I will never, ever ask for anything from you. So don't take my investment advice. So so you got in and you bought Ethereum, and you bought it around 1,500. I presume you wrote it to $2,000. You probably sold some.
I got it. I got rid of all of it, and then got some other stuff.
Okay, so
yeah, I started trading. Just what's called spot trading. There's spot trading and leverage trading.
Yeah,
and the two differences is spot is you're making money just like in investing when it goes up. So if you put $100 into Bitcoin and it goes up 10%, you have $110 and you sell at that point. That's simple spot trading, basic math. And then leverage trading, sometimes called futures, and there are a bunch of other names for it as well, is putting calls and puts and options, and you're going between 2 and 25 and 50 times. So you're really gambling at that point. And so that's called leverage trading.
How do those work on an exchange?
A lot of them have leverage trading. Not all of them do. I think Kraken does. Binance certainly does. You just shift in some of your account into a futures. So I have a USD futures account. I just put I put like quite a bit of money in initially, and then I realized that if I lose, then I can have my trading account wiped out. So I just put $200 in now, and that's what I start with, and then I take it out as I gain. So I keep shifting money back into my normal trading account. You have to be so careful with that money.
Okay, yeah,
just get slaughtered.
Yeah, with I think the message here, because this channel is for newbies, is don't
do that.
Don't flirt. Don't even play footsie with it, because it's just we're just not that smart, guys. We aren't, and we can get over our skis really, really quickly. And it's like with football. I'm a big football fan, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers just won the Super Bowl. But your best ability is your availability. So your best ability in this game of crypto right now is your money's availability. So you don't want to lose it, right? So just take it slow and steady, and just know you're playing long ball here. And if you think in terms of just some sound, tried and proven coins from an investment standpoint, are Bitcoin Cash, Ether. I have a hot tip that there's XHV, which is supposed to be a coin that is going to just go to the moon. Now, that's not investment advice. It's just a little birdie whispered that in my ear. someone whom I respect greatly. And then there's, Monero and things like that, which is our privacy coins. You'll get into all of that, but I just encourage any new people, just get into Bitcoin right now. Get into Bitcoin Cash, have a little bit of that. I think right now, if you want to invest in Ethereum, shit, it's under $1,500 right now. That's probably a good one.
Was it XHV you said?
Excuse me?
I'm looking it up. You said XHV?
XHV. It's trading at $7.98. $7.98.
Actually, that's a good example. It's not on Binance. So
no, it's not. I had to shit. Where did I have to buy it? I will tell you
sometimes
in a sec. If you are, let's see. The website is havenprotocol.org. The desktop wallet, is on their website. But exchanges to buy it are Bittrex for US, KuCoin for non-US citizens, or Trade Ogre if you already have an account there. But those are. But I don't know. Look, you have to be so careful with this. Again, don't take my advice on this. I'm just saying that I subscribe to a few things, and there's some people with really good track records that have nailed a lot of things, and they have great ways of being able to discern what are good, viable, up and coming coins, and those that don't fit the bill. And if it doesn't have any utility, it's not on that list. So it is one thing that, some of these coins, shoot, you could invest $100 and sit back and wait. And it's not too crazy to say some coins have gone up in a year by 17,000 or 1,700%. You just wish you were part of that, right? So that's why for any of these kind of, you should invest in this coin or that coin, that's just my FU money. I'm just like, I'll put $100 in it. Let's see what happens, but a
really good thing to think about, well, from the trading world, and I'm sure it applies in investment as well too, is just position sizing. Like, you do not want to risk more than 1 to 3% of your total portfolio on any given trade. And we call it position sizing in trading.
Okay.
If you risk more than that, you're betting the farm, and you could lose it all. So I think, like, you don't want to put all of your money into Bitcoin or Ethereum. You want to spread it out.
Yeah, I think that's right, especially in this ecosystem now. But as a new person, you don't know which are the right ones, because there's only 7,000 coins, and none of us are going to be doing those kind of research. So that's where you have to, if you're really going to get serious about this, you have to make some investments in some subscriptions to where there's some people who've been around for a long time that have really good track records. But for any of them, I would also do a search. Like, if you entered in Weiss ratings scam, I never did. I haven't done it since. I'm just telling you, I have my operating reality. So I have the Uncle Odd, filter on right now. And I gave them the chance. They promised me that they were going to, on a conference call, that they worked us up for a week, that they were going to provide 3 undiscovered coins. And man, they built it up to where I took an afternoon off to just with my notepad, and I was ready to go. And then all it was they talked about undiscovered coins, and they said, now, if you want to get in on this, then for only $3,000, you can get the full list, and have them fed to you every month. And I'm like, no, that's not what you promised. And so I told them, I said, I have a big mouth, and this isn't going to go down well if you don't do me. I gave them the out. I said, come back with 3 coins, come back with what you promised. They could have made it up. They could have come back to me and made it up, but they refused to do that unless I was part of that other service. And so that's when I pulled out of my pocket this guy and turned it up. And now I'll talk about it. Now I'll tell him. I hope nobody ever subscribes to Weiss Ratings again.
You're better off just to go to something like, if you're brand new, like go to, just look at, I think it's coinmarketcap.com has a list of the top, X number 100 or 200 coins, and just pick some of the ones in the top 20 and buy 5 of them.
Yes.
Take your $1,000 and put $200 in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Polkadot, those ones, right?
Yeah.
And just leave it.
And then for those of you who are older like me that have kids or whatever, and maybe you have some discretionary income or you have some discretionary savings, or maybe you're loaded, once you kind of get into this and you realize the potential of all of this, it kind of gets fun to think about, I'm already thinking about a treasure for each one of my kids. I have 4 daughters, to where I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to get a treasure for each one of them. I'm going to load it probably with about $1,000, like now or soon. And then I'm not going to do anything with it. It's going to be their Christmas present. I won't have any idea what the value is going to be. I'll just open it and there'll be instructions on how to, access it, and it'll be their movie. But I think that'll be kind of cool,
That is that's like the updated version of getting the old silver dollar for Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, or the savings bonds. My grandparents used to give us the savings bonds.
Right. That's right. I like it. I would love that.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I should do that for my child, actually. So that's a good idea.
Yeah, yeah. Or I mean, and they if you do it like now, then it's working for you the whole time, and then it just becomes. Then it's kind of like like when I set it and forget it, I want to set it and forget it. I'll probably put like 5 coins on there, and like you suggest, just diversify a little bit. And what a great present! And then they have it now; they're into it, right?
Yeah, I love it. That's brilliant. That's the best thing that I've learned today. So that's awesome.
Good, because why? That's why you haven't learned much. So somebody put XHV. Yeah, that's correct.
XHV.
That's the coin.
Thanks.
That's the coin.
And you can pick up a lot of tips, by the way, like a lot of investment tips, and just even like potential trades by even just going on Telegram and subscribing to 10 or 15 different channels and seeing what people say. Like I get stuff like a constant stream. I can't keep up with it.
No, I agree. I agree. My only frustration with Telegram, and I've said it in the TCV chat, is that you run the risk when everybody starts posting all of the memes that are out there about all the bullshit that is going on in the world. And don't get me wrong, I think all of that is important, and I think it's important to mock the people in charge. But at the same time, when you have a channel that's crypto centric and you go there to learn it, I just hope that it doesn't get taken over by the meme people who just they're just copying and pasting, sending memes from one place that they think is kind of funny to another without any discretion. So anybody watching this, please, if it is crypto centric, just keep it that way.
Yeah, good idea.
Which, by the way, if you want to go to Telegram, you can subscribe to the Uncle Vigilante Telegram, which is t.me/Uncle Vigilante. And then you can click over to the discussion once you're there. That'll be how you find me.
Awesome.
And if you want to go to the meme factory, you can go to t.me/Uncle Odd and enjoy that discussion. Actually, that's a fun group. But that is, boy, they are prolific in there. It's funny. It's like giving birth to a child, and then the child all of a sudden becomes, bigger than life. Like, it's like, can you imagine being Tom Brady's dad? And then one day you won the Sun lottery and you sit back. And so that's just like when I started the Uncle Odd chat, it was just me and maybe a dozen people. And now it's not a huge one, but there's 250 people that are really active in there. And man, if you want current events that are related to this COVIDs, go there.
So, hey, did you want to talk about bots at all? Was that something?
Please.
You want to enter into? So
considering that my show title is I'm interviewing a bot.
So it's not Russian bots, by the way. So
okay.
I just want to make that clear. So there's something that I got kind of into a little bit called trading bots, and it's for you can use it in the foreign exchange markets. I used to have one with my Forex account, but there are ones that are built for the crypto space as well too. And that is basically a robot or a program that runs 24/7 on your computer and trades. And the one I have does an average of and thank you, Charlie, for telling me about this. This is it does about 36 trades per 24 hours on average. It just keeps going.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Sure.
Here in the United States, in the exchanges that we're going to suggest anybody as a newbie, they're going to be KYC, meaning know your customer. So anything that, like, if you buy a coin for $1,000 and over the year it goes to $2,000 and you take that to cash or you take it off or what, that is a gain of $1,000. So that's going to be reported as income, and you're going to owe the man, whatever your tax bracket is times that $1,000. So when you're doing these trades and using the bots and all of this, are you worried about the tax implications? Because not only, I don't necessarily know, do they give you the credit when you lose on a trade?
Yeah, you can. I know Binance can give you all of your data. Like you can take it at the end of the year.
Okay.
You have an accountant do it, but they can go through it and find out where all your losses were and your gains, and then pay capital gains on that, depending on what country you live in.
Okay,
I don't know. I'm not worried about it at this point. But I will be. Okay.
Well, I'm just going to say, folks out there should be worried about it, because if you don't know that exists, that at the end of the year, you might all of a sudden get this tax liability. And you might have already spent everything, or you may have betted on the farm on a coin and lost it all, or I don't know. You may have started to figure out, one thing I haven't been able to figure out yet is how to really use it in your day-to-day life to pay for stuff. That's kind of over my head. We'll figure it out together over this year. But I just want to let people know that it's just not, you're being surveilled, and the tax man knows the gaineth.
The tax man cometh.
He knows your gaineth.
It's the same in my country. So I know I have to pay the piper eventually, and that's fine. So it does. With trading, you're going to pay on transactions for sure. When capital gains. Yeah.
Okay.
So that does chip away at your gains for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you can figure a clever way to get around that. So but I don't know it.
Yeah, I don't either. From what I have heard is kind of the best strategy, but it doesn't work for a trader. But the best strategy is just, if you buy $1,000 of Bitcoin, get that $1,000 of Bitcoin off of the exchange onto your hardware wallet. And if that goes up, then the exchange doesn't know how much it goes up or whatnot. And it's on your hardware wallet. So the next step is there anything that you can ever do? Can you use that directly? I don't know. I don't know the answers to all of this, but kind of the elephant in the room is how are we able to keep as much of it as we have instead of paying out in taxes? And that's it's what everyone's interested in. I just say it out loud. Can I convert it to Monero? Is that I don't know. I'm just throwing it out to the universe. I'm pretty sure the answer will come, but that's what I'm interested in, and that's why I'm really interested in this LLC IRA I just had set up that I'm going to be rolling over all my 3 IRAs into, because now I can go into that and I can do the trading, but I can do it without any tax liability until I withdraw when I'm older, and likely will be, in a different tax bracket, because I'm not going to be, it'll be my movie. Right.
Yep. That's right. So, but bots are a pretty cool thing to do if you do want to get into trading, because it just runs automatically.
So so what are you doing? You're setting it up by giving it certain parameters to where if a coin runs up 5%, you want to take that profit, and give us some insight on that.
Yeah, you can. You set up, you program parameters. You can, if you're not a programmer. I'm not. I was taking some Python training this afternoon, which is a programming language. But you can buy those actually off in the market. If you do, be very careful bots, because they have access to your account.
Yeah.
And so be very careful.
Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, because you start seeing.
Yeah. Oh boy. I just want to stay as far away from that stuff as possible, personally, just because
it's not for most investors, right? It's not. Bots are scary. Yeah. Because they just go. They're like mine's called the honey badger. That's what I call it.
I love that. Yeah.
It just goes.
Yeah.
Nothing stops it.
So are you making money?
Yeah, it was up. So it's been, I haven't looked at I took it offline because I was, you know what happened to me? I'll just tell you really quickly. Last Tuesday, remember Tuesday?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Sven made an appearance Tuesday.
Exactly. I got slaughtered. So, cause I had some settings on my bot that weren't tight enough. And it couldn't sell. I had it at market rates. So I've since corrected that, but I learned enough that I lost money that day that, I was down almost 500 US. And then by the end of the day, I was at minus 100. So that wasn't too bad.
Okay. You clawed your way back.
Yeah. The market did that. Just kept buying, right? Because you set parameters where if the RSI crosses 20, and it doesn't do leverage trading, it's only spot trading. It's RSI 20, and you set these,
What's RSI?
Oh, sorry. There are these indicators that you shouldn't follow. You should look at the charts first, but there are indicators which all these clever people have come up with in the past.
Yeah.
That there are oscillators, and there are other types of which, there are types of indicators that will tell you what the volume is that's going through. Relative strength index is a really popular one, RSI.
Mm-hmm.
And that's so if it's over 80, it's at a scale of 100. It shows up right beneath your chart. If it's over 80, you're getting into overbought, OB. And if it's under 20, at the bottom of the chart, and it goes along just with the chart. And if it goes below, it means it's oversold, and it's a good time. It could be a good time to buy. So there are all these indicators, and there's CCI and fast and slow stochastics.
So does that, what's it cost for you to employ a bot?
Well, the one I have is free, but there are because I got my brother's a developer, and so I got him to set it up. And
Great.
But he said I don't know what this thing's doing. So I took the off the shelf one from a site called freaktrade.io, and this is my friend Charlie suggested, who's a trader. suggested I look there, and it's free. What do they call it? Like not shareware, but it's available on the web. You could go to it's freak, like frequencytrade.io. You could look at it right now if you wanted, and if you know how to program, you could put it onto your computer. And so, yeah. So
I'm going to insert myself in here because this show is for newbies. Don't do that, guys. I'm sorry. Don't do that. Anytime nothing's free. and anytime that you're getting something that's in control of your money as a newbie, I think that's insane. I love you. I think you have a great big set of balls for doing it. But, I'm too risk averse to invite that. I would rather buy and hold and have my keys and granted, not going to make the gains that you likely will, but the best ability is availability, and I want my money available.
Yeah. And there are also there are bot services that seem too good to be true. Like just too good to be you sign up for an account and you take your money from the exchange and you give it to them, and then they run it with this bot or that bot. I don't like that. That's too much. I'm sorry.
See, something like that. I'd be fine throwing a couple $100 at it just to say, okay, let's see, go. Yeah. Let's see what you do. And because I can afford to lose $200 and wouldn't like it, but I could afford to lose it. Now, if that turns out to end up being $1,000, then, I'll probably just double down on that 1,000. Might take my $200 out and then just let it go. That would be interesting. But
I think a good rule of thumb is once you've recovered the principal is to take it out and just let the rest ride.
Yeah, it's so hard to do though, isn't it?
I know, especially if you're making money. So it's really hard. Especially
when cash is losing 15% a year. So it's not as easy as it used to be. I'm starting to come around, and my goal has always been to pay off my house and stuff. And we're really, really close. And I'm starting to realize that that's kind of a shitty use of funds. It's like, okay, great. I don't have a mortgage.
Yeah, hooray.
Great. Yeah. My money's doing literally nothing. My house isn't getting richer.
That's right. What are they doing with my money?
That's right. Yeah. They're investing in what?
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
They're lending it out at 42 times, etc.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So Master Paul, how safe is a crypto wallet from hackers, etc.? It is only as safe as your protective measures. Meaning you need to make sure your computer is secure. Kaspersky, you want to do that. You want to use a VPN. Proton VPN is a good one. That's the one I use. And so those are the 1, 2. And then once your computer is clean, and you go and you never, ever, ever, ever type your personal keys into your computer and store them anywhere. You write them on a piece of paper. You go get a Dremel at the hardware store, and you get some of these metal sheets if you want to write your keywords in. So if there's ever a fire, you still have them. And that's a cheap way to be able to do that. I think Jaron recommended doing that. Which, by the way, if anyone's watching this and has not seen the Jaron video down below, you have to. That is, if you're a 101 kind of person, you have to go watch that. He is just awesome. So anyway, crypto is as safe as are your precautions, and anything left on an exchange or anywhere where somebody who's smarter than you are can break through the barriers of your computer, whatever that is in code speak. Once these black hats come through, they can wipe you out in a heartbeat. and they aren't going to lose any sleep over it. And when they do, you guess what? You can't call a toll-free 800 number, and there's no FDIC insurance. So just be smart, get it off of exchanges. I mean, we're talking to a trader right now, and he keeps his on, but Uncle Vigilante is going to say, get it off.
I do. Oh my goodness. There's I want to mention too, I saw online at this company called the Crypto Shop, they sell a device that allows you to scratch into metal what your keys are, and then so it allows the consumer to be able to do that. And it's $20 or something. Can
you send that to me, and then I can,
sure.
if I can find it, or then if you can send it to me, and once this video renders, I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, for sure.
The description. But yeah, so that's the key, man. You gotta, and all of this, the only way that you learn it is by doing it, and be careful as you go along. But once you get it and you start understanding the language and the process, then it's not that hard at all. Because ultimately you're going to have to send it to your wallet. And when you do that, it's just like kind of freaks you out because you don't know if you screwed up, but watch a lot of 101 videos, but just start ugly, start now, and you can do it. Start with $100.
Yeah. That's all it takes. It's, a couple of friends of mine had started with $250 and bought some Ethereum. Awesome. A great first step. And then watching Ethereum like a hawk. Right now they're starting to get into it. Like, oh, maybe I should put $500 in there.
Well, I will tell you this is addicting. Because I'm like finding every spare nickel I have, and I'm just like plowing it into this. And, you should probably be holding some back for a rainy day, but I'm like, man, this is just the timing feels right.
It becomes, what's happened to me is that, is it Binance? I think of Binance now. So, my exchange.
Yeah.
That's my bank account.
Right.
That's my bank account. Because
you're so right. Yeah, I'm looking at mine. My bank account is Blockfolio. That's my little dopamine hit.
That's awesome too. It's your bank account is not in your fiat US, Canadian, pound, whatever currency. It's in crypto.
Yeah,
that's
right.
Wealth.
Right. That's true. I am going to promote Blockfolio, by the way, because what's cool about it is it just no matter where, like you can have, let's say $1,000 of coins, diversified coins on Binance. You can have $1,000 on Coinbase. You can have 2,000 on your Exodus wallet. You can have 3,000 on your Trezor T. And, how are you keeping track of all of those? Well, if you just add up how much you have of every coin, put it on a piece of paper, then you can go into Blockfolio and just start a portfolio, add a coin, put the number that you have, and then all of a sudden, boom, every time you launch that app, it's showing your total portfolio across everything. And if you then buy, another 0.2 Bitcoin or 0.02 Bitcoin, then all you do is you delete that Bitcoin, and it had, let's say, I'm going to use normal numbers. It's really expensive, but let's just say you have 3 Bitcoin and you add a 4th Bitcoin. So that's probably none of us watching this right now, but you add a 4th. Then all you have to do is delete Bitcoin off of Blockfolio and add it back and put 4. And now you have it for your daily dopamine hit. And so that's where I think it's going to be fun, by having a diverse set of coins, that are some of your bets. So you have your 80% of your coins that are the stable ones, and then you have your 20% that are kind of the more risky. Boy, it'd be fun to see one of those, just as they call it, go parabolic.
It is. You've had this experience. I had the experience a couple of weeks ago. I worked my tail off trying to learn when I was first trying to learn how to trade, like how to enter trades into the exchange and get out and watch the charts. And I was glued to this laptop, came everywhere in the house with me. I didn't go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
With that. And I went from that, and I broke even that week on my trades. But I saw this like a bunch of tips on on a few of the different channels on Telegram that said, hey, BNB's pumping, or BNB's in a slump, so buy some BNB, which is Binance. And so I did. That was a Sunday night, and then I looked at my account on Thursday night. It was my $1,000 was $1,700.
Yeah,
just was thrilled. It's 4 days later. I was
right.
thrilled with that.
Right. Yeah, it's fun. Fun. It's fun. So
making money is so fun. Like, it really is.
Yeah. And I want to be measured, because I always want to be careful that it can absolutely go the other way. I mean, imagine if you invested everything a week ago and then you woke up and everything went down 25%. It kind of sucks, right? Now, if that's why this can drive you crazy. But you and I have benefited from the little bull run to where we saw how quickly it can go up. And I know my portfolio, it certainly hasn't come down anywhere near my original investment. So I feel like I'm still playing on house money and digging it, but it's just something. Take it slow and steady, just learn it, just start learning.
And the biggest one to buy right now is if it's your first coin, I would strongly suggest Bitcoin.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Just get involved with that. That's and just forget about it. Yeah. Just like now, I mean, it's my little goal, because you know how it's going to take a long time to get a Bitcoin, right? Yeah. And so it's like, man, start small, right? Just start saying, I want 0.10 of a Bitcoin. That's all I want. And then 0.2. And if you own more than 0.25% of a Bitcoin, you own more than 99.5% of the world. Yeah. Think about that. Yeah. So now when that 99.9% of the world starts waking up and they start buying Bitcoin, what's your little bit going to be worth? It's just going to go up and up and up. That's why I have no problem looking anyone in the eye and say, I don't believe there's a better investment in the world right now. Period. Full stop. End of story. If you are in it for the long run, if you can suck it up for the next 3 years, and I don't even think 3 years is that long. I mean, I think it'll be doing amazing things in between. But what's going to happen is it'll go up to a point to where you'll be like, damn, I want to take my profit. And then you are, and then in 3 years, you're going to kick yourself in the ass and say, that $5,000 vacation I took, that ended up being $150,000 vacation if I would have just kept it in Bitcoin, The
investor's dilemma is taking out money out of investments. Like you think of how much you could have had if you kept it in. It's infuriating. That's a good problem.
Yeah, I could drive myself nuts on that. I've told the story before, but there's a young guy I hired when he right out of college, and he ended up going on to found a company called Gift, GYFT, and ended up selling it for just a boatload of money. I mean, just a boatload of money. Just he made bank. It was just a life-changing event, and when he had all that money, he started back, I think maybe 2015 it was. I was there, saw his new home, his new mansion, and he was talking to me about just enjoying the hell out of Bitcoin. And I didn't get it. if I would have listened to him and I would have been curious about it back then, good Lord, but I'm not beating myself up over it. I'm happy as hell for him because he had a lot of money then. I don't know what he has now, but it's probably mind boggling. Good for him, but we can't be those people in 5 years that said, why the hell didn't I invest when Bitcoin was $48,000? That was so stupid. I didn't realize I could only buy a sliver of it, but still I didn't realize I could just buy a sliver, but that sliver, if I would have put $1,000 into it, now that's $100,000. I don't know what the number is, but could go there. $1,000 could be $100,000 one day,
We're looking at 6 to 10x this year for Bitcoin. That's realistic.
That's realistic. Yeah. Yeah. So bring it. All right. Anything? I know it's 5:30 and I had to launch this early because I have a 5:30 commit now. So I'm going to have to wrap it up, but I really appreciate you coming on.
Awesome talking with you.
This was fun. And yeah, this is, anybody out there, if you have an interesting topic and you want to come chat, we can carve out some time, have a little show and talk. I like talking to people. And you just never know what you might learn, and you never know what somebody might say that keeps you safe, keeps you keeping your money. So yeah, man, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And send me that link on the little Etcha thing, and I'll drop it in the discussion. The show notes.
Okay.
All right.